join me back on the beach. Well, I've always been here. I haven't gone anywhere. But you have though. But yeah, it's still quiet. It's coming up to 8 o'clock. Tide's on the flood now. Just refreshed all the bays. And just praying for fish really. But, it's always just a nice morning to get out. You can see the sun. I just move my rods around, you're able to see it now. This rod out your way. Yeah, it's not a bad part of the country. Quite blessed to have such a lovely coastline, countryside in Norfolk. Switch around. So yeah, I've just put a nice 2 bits of lug and a little bit of squid tentacle on the top hook. The bottom one, put a box of Argentinian or Falkland baby squid, whole squid. And I've just put one of them, threaded it 2 or 3 times on the bottom hook. Cast that out. So I've got put the 5 ounce pyramid lead on. I don't know if you can hear me because of the breeze, I hope so. It's picking up all the time. Probably a bit blustery. Half as bad this morning, but as the day's progressing, quite stiff southeasterly now. It's shaking about all the time this morning. That wind was blowing in my face. One second, I'm on 10 to a 1, it's just gone over. now, guys. That rod's just spun over. It's just a stiff breeze now. It's blowing straight down the beach. It's getting quite big. Put a big bit of bow into this braid, so I have to keep a tight line. Keep too tight a line, you're just tripping out. So very challenging conditions today. Strong tides all day. Even though it looks flat calm, it's pulling really strong, and it's sort of like a rolling burying sea. Further out you go, strangely pushing left to right. But closer in, go right to left, and you get like a turning over effect, churning. It's also a really steep, sharp drop here. I've just taken off the gripper lead, and it's coming back nice and clean now and smooth. It's not getting stuck in wherever must be a really sharp sort of shingly edge or wherever it is. But the gripper leg seems to sort of keep bouncing off the leg because it goes really deep, really. But what I'm going to do is, that wind's got nice and warm. Now it's on the flood. I'm going to move back before I get wet feet, so I'm just going to loosen them up. Clutch. I'm going to walk this back. Walk everything back. Because it will come in quite quickly here. That'll do for now. But this morning, was behind that embankment there. It will, I'll have to move the box in that back behind that bridge. I'll show you these baits. Come with me. I'll keep it on. Keep everything in the cooler. It's all locked down. Got some lovely 50 lugworm there. We've been doing the business for the dabs. Lovely little whole baby squids, got ink in and everything. I just got one of them on the bottom bait. You get a great big box. I don't know how many in a box, probably about 50. About £6. I bought a couple of packets of Bluey, a little Joey Bluey. Six in a packet. You know, big ones or small ones. The small ones or 2 packets of small ones. Cut them in half or 3 depending on the size. Just made some wraps up with them yesterday with some squid, Bluey and squid wraps. Go and tend to this rod again because it's gone over. I think that wind's getting a bit too breezy now. I'm just on the tripod, on the tripod, on the tripod, on my brolly, or the trolley stand, as they say. So I'm probably going to need to put a bit of weight on there because it keeps getting blown over in this wind. due to coming to the end of its moon state and really sort of 2/3 moon, really strong, quite high tide tonight, and big tides. It's just fishing hard today. That and the pressure's obviously gone right up the last 2 days. It's going to be even hotter tomorrow. It's supposed to be about 26, 28 tomorrow. And the wind's flicking round. Yesterday it was like a northeasterly. Today, southeasterly, and then tomorrow's supposed to be a direct southerly wind. So that's probably going to affect the fishing a lot as well. And I've noticed today there's a lot more weed in the water. It's not horrendous, it's still fishable, but I think it's starting to break up now with the late summer we've had starting. Normally it's sort of like middle of May to the end of May we get all the May rot and the breaking up of the weed, but it just seems to have started now. A lot more weed in the water today. So I've got to go and get this rod. Turn you around again. Well, I decided to put this rod on the right hand rest here, keep everything together. Actually, they say it's a strong tide, it is, but it's not actually tripping the line out. So it is, the further out you go, the stronger it's getting, but it's manageable if you just not 50-yard cast. I'm going to put this one to the right, have both rods on this rest now, and they're not going to keep just constantly getting blown over all the time. Also got my spinning rod with me. Just literally got 3 lures. I'm just using a 35 gram. Quite a nice holographic pencil shad. Nice 3D eyes there. But it's been a bit strong all day, even for this. Well, it's this stiff wind we're getting. I didn't think it would be quite this bad. I know they said it was like moderate, but it's making casting a bit tricky. It's also because it's directly coming up the beach, put a big bow in your line. So it's a bit of a compromise. You can't go too close or too tight to your legs because you're just going to end up tripping out with quite a stiff current. But if you have too much bow in the line, the line's getting picked up by the close-in breaking waves, and it just seems to keep getting buried more and more and more. So a little bit of a compromise going on today. Just casting out, letting the lead settle, having a big bit of line in, but keeping the rod high. Once it's nicely settled, then just gently winding in to feel the lead. Well, it's got a great big bit of fluid squid on that one, some squid tentacles. I mean, I've had 2 dabs, but if I don't get any more, I ain't bothered. It's just nice to be out. But one thing is a bit worrying. Since I've been here today, 9 times out of 10, I'm bringing it back, and yeah, you can go underneath. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, the baits have been untouched, still clean, so not even getting any crabs pecking at it, which is a little bit worrying. I'd rather be there's some crabs there, because at least I know that there'll be fish there feeding on the crabs, like bass, dogfish, smooth hounds, whatever, but nothing. Not even that smell in the air today like there was the other week when it came down here. This time of year you should get that really strong sort of fishy, cabbagey, seaweedy smell, but that's kelpy smell, but nothing. I don't know if it's just the late sort of summer we're having, with the water being still cold. A couple of years prior would have come up here in May, early June. Absolutely reeks of rotten cabbages and everything, just like that really strong kelpy smell. And the whole beach is littered with tiny little scraps, tiny little white bait and lime. You get the mackerel running in, but nothing this year so far. I've heard of a few mackerel coming out, around the Cromer area from the pier, or people out on boats, but from the shore, maybe the odd 1 or 2, but when the mackerel run here, and it needs to be the right weather and hot, the right breeze, this beach is lined with people, but there's obviously no show yet. Glad I moved the rod onto here. The only problem I'm going to have now is when I recast this left-hand rod, because there's a bit of a bow in the line, so I'll watch I don't go over it. I'm probably going to give it to about 12 o'clock, which is what I plan to do anyway. Plan to sort of like give it till midday, till high tide. We'll see. If it all kicks off, I might stay a little bit longer, but I got down here and started fishing about 2:30 this morning. Probably long enough for me. I pushed myself yesterday. Thursday I got all the gear ready. Had it neat, tidy by the door. And then yesterday when I finished work, went straight from work, drove straight to Stalham, straight to the tackle shop, picked up my bait, picked up my lugworm and squid and that, came straight home, put that straight in the fridge, had a bit of something to eat, quick shower, and literally I was in bed at 7 o'clock. I thought, you know, I was up at 5:30 in the morning. There's no way I'm going to do it overnight without getting any kit. That would have just killed me. So I had 5 hours kit. I got up at midnight. I was out of the house at 12:30. Just grabbed my bait out of the freezer, and lug out the fridge and stuff, made the flask, and I was away. So I want to get home today, grab a few beers on the way home, stick them in the freezer, and then sit and watch the Champions League final and have a few beers. So I think I've learned it. I've just finished a 9-day strain, 9 days in a row. I sort of hit day 7 and I was absolutely knackered. But come day 8, I just fought myself through it. You know, I thought, 2 days to go, and then you sort of like pick up. But that day 6, day 7, it gets a bit much. Especially like the Monday and Tuesday night, I finished at 9:30. And then the Wednesday, I was back in at 8 o'clock in the morning. That was a bit of a killer. That caught up with me Wednesday night. So I'm going to have a chill day tomorrow. Plan to do as little as possible. Probably upload a load of bits and pieces on the computer, so ready to start editing another time. But yeah, have a few beers and watch the Champions League final. See if City can do the treble. Not that I support City, I'm a Sunderland supporter. Next year we'll get promoted. I think we did a fantastic job to get to where we did, getting in the playoffs. Such a young squad, 2/3 of the squad out with injuries. Played against Liverpool as well. Back three defenders. Centre back were actually counter position midfielders. So to do what we did, I think it was a fantastic achievement. So hopefully next year a bit more investment, a few more players, a little less injuries. We'll make it up. It's good to hear that Diablo's staying on for another season. They're top goal scorer. Brilliant young player on loan from United. Yeah, it's supposed to be about fishing. Stay there, I'm going to go and grab a coffee. wet the old whistle. Keep me awake for a bit longer. Oh, I'm sorry there's not much action going on at the minute. The guy to my right's had enough. I see more life in a tramp's vest. So I've tried all the baits. I've tried herring, I've tried mackerel, I've tried lugworm, squid, but when everything keeps coming back untouched and clean, I thought, well, there's no point in keep, wasting all the lugworm. I've got a bit on the top hook. We'll bring it now. Yeah, there's a tiny little rattle on the top of there. But I'm working Monday, Tuesday next week, and I'm off tomorrow, but then the rest of the week I'm on holiday, so I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday off, probably even Sunday. So plan to do get back out on the beach, do another session, and also do another bass spinning session. Just try to think of a different location for that. I might, I'm not sure at the minute. Probably go down Clink Road, I think it's called, near the sea calling, and go a bit further to the right, and start from sea calling down to Waxham area. It's a bit far, this is a bit far to come just for spinning for me. I could even try back to Walcott. It's only half an hour, 35 minutes. Take a left and have a walk along the beach there from Walcott all the way along through to Bacton. Have a look along the Coach's Pocket and all the rest of it. Further around up to gas terminals and that. Never done that, so might find a few new spots to come and beach fish. I mean, I think it's called, well, Beach Lane, everywhere it's called Beach Lane, it leads to the beach, but maybe just check that. If it weren't for that wind, I'll be able to tighten down nicely to the rods. Wind put a big bow in the line, and if I tighten down too much, then I just end up chipping out. So bit of a balance in that. Right, well, sorry I didn't get a fish on camera. It's not a lot to report at the minute. Sure, if I get a fish I'll record it and put it in future videos, but for now anyway, I shall end it there. If any guys and girls got any questions, just drop me a comment below. Have a good one, I'll see you again in another session. Take care.